Hi, you guys. How are you? Keto Couch on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I'm going to share this a little bit to a couple groups that I'm in. How was everybody's day? What did we do for Mother's Day? I worked. I own a little cafe. I've told you guys that plenty of times. So we hustled. We're only open 6 to 2. We do breakfast and lunch. And we did about, I think, 150 people. So that was pretty good. It's not crazy busy. Last year, I think we did like 190. So a little bit less, but I was super staffed. I have great staff right now. And it just went super smooth. Everyone was happy, and we make these little mini muffins that are not keto, but we made little mini muffins, and it keeps everybody happy, and everything's great. So, but I always come live on Sunday nights with Keto Couch. So I wanted to come live, and if you didn't get your text, let me know. I text out to tell everybody that I'm going live to cook, or we're going to talk about something, or whatever it is. And if you're not on that list and you want to be, put down live, or put down, not live, but put down text, or that you want to know, whatever. Just write me a message and I'll respond. So, what else? Oh, share my video. So, the beginning of this year, I vowed that I wanted to get keto knowing and low carb knowing and the benefits and the health and all of the wonderful things and how easy the food is and how delicious it is. If you didn't catch my live last night, I'm telling you guys, that was probably one of my best meals I've made, and I've been doing it for over a year now, and that meal was amazing. So check it out if you didn't already watch it, but it was Parmesan chicken. Very, very good. So tonight, what I want to educate on is making sure you do the flip and you're checking out the back of the labels. So what happens is I get lots of messages. Is this low carb? When can I have this? How do I figure out the labels? What's low carb? What carbs can I have? Those kind of things. So what I did was I made some copies of some things I saw live on this from one of my friends, and she used peanut butter as an example. So I'm going to use peanut butter, but I'm also going to use an example of a lady that gave me an example of some low carb pasta that she bought, and it was advertised as low carb pasta. And so I wanted to show you guys the difference and how they kind of fool you and how you really have to read the whole label. Okay, so let's start with the peanut butter just because it's the easiest one. So I picked 2 types of peanut butter, but then I also have what I have in the house, which is almond butter. And I'm going to show you all the examples. So this one right here, you're only seeing the label because I don't have a jar of it in my house right now. But it's called 100% peanuts. Okay, so what you're going to look for is you're going to look at a couple different things. So this is your nutritional, the values, what percentages and this and that. But then you're going to also look down here at the ingredients. Super, super important that you do both. You guys, these numbers are great, but they can't be all you're looking at. If that's all you're looking at, there could be hidden sugars, and I'm going to prove it to you, okay? So this is 100% peanuts, and you're going to look at, of course, the fat is high, and that's awesome. But you're going to look, when you go to the store, you're going to look at the carb count. And I'm sure this is probably backwards, and I'm sorry about that. But it says 7 grams of carbs per. The other thing, next thing you do is you go up here and you look at, well, how much can I have to get 7 carbs? I can have 2 tablespoons. That's a pretty decent amount for peanut butter, right? You're going to make a whole keto English muffin, and you're going to put some peanut butter on it. So when you're figuring out your carbs, you can subtract the dietary fiber. So And this is kind of controversial. Some people say you only should subtract half. Some people subtract the whole amount. I personally, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nutritionist, I just, from my personal experience, I subtract the whole number. So if my dietary fiber is 3 and my carbs are 7, that only leaves me with 4 carbs, right? 4 and 3 is 7. So that means for 2 tablespoons of peanut, this 100% peanuts, it's only 4 carbs. Pretty decent. I can handle that. Okay? Depending on what else I had today, right? So, but then I go down and I look at the ingredients. Peanuts. That's it. Okay? So that is a good product. I can do that. So then I'm going to look at the other peanut butters that are on the shelf because I'm going to look at everything before I purchase, right? So this one, Skippy, all natural, creamy. Well, that's got to be good. It's natural, right? Okay. So my carbs are only 6. My dietary fiber is 2. So if I subtract the 6 from the 2, that's only 4. That's actually less than this one. So if I was only looking at these numbers, which one would I buy? You guys, I would buy this one because it's less carbs. So I would pick this up and I would purchase that because I didn't look down here at what the ingredients are. But today, because I'm teaching you, you're going to look at the ingredients and you're going to see that it says roasted peanuts, first thing, which is always the number one thing, the main thing in it. The second thing, sugar. Okay. The third thing, palm oil, not keto. And the fourth thing is salt. Okay. So how tricky is that, you guys? So according to this, it only has 4 grams of carbs. This would have been better if you only looked at the carbs than this 100% just peanuts. And you would have purchased this because you didn't read that. So that's my whole point, and that's what I'm trying to teach everybody, is that it matters what the ingredients are, you guys, because that's where they get you. They put things in there that maltodextrine and anything with the OSE at the end, that's all hidden sugars. So we have to read the labels to get the true ingredients, not just the carb count. Carb count's great. You know, and a lot of people, they say, okay, I can have 20 grams of carbs a day. So they pick things that have sugar in them to count as their 20 grams of carbs. And you all know, the minute you put sugar in your body, you're going to get kicked out, okay? Some of us are fat adapted, it takes a little bit longer, but it's going to happen. So when you're picking your 20 grams of carbs for the day, they have to be fruity or leafy vegetables and maybe some berries, tomatoes, those type of things, you guys. You can't say, well, this candy's only this many carbs, I'm going to have that. That doesn't work, okay? That doesn't work. All right, and then, of course, what I use, I like almond butter. And I like the creamy. I buy this at Costco. It's super good. It's just roasted almonds. Now, the number one thing to do, and then the carbs in this are 6 carbs, 4 fibers, only 2 grams of carbs for 2 tablespoons. So this one, of course, is the number one out of all 3 of these that we talked about. And this is the one I have in my house. I don't use it very often. I mostly use it for baking, to be honest with you. When I do some of my lives on cookies or peanut butter cookies or something like that, that's what I use. So the best thing to do, we have a local store called Yolks here I live in Idaho. Well, I live in Washington, honestly, but my restaurant's in Idaho, so sometimes I say I live in Idaho. But it's called Yolks, and it grinds the nuts for you. And I was going to do a live on that one time, is when I'm in the store, just go live so you guys could see it. It's amazing. It's kind of like when you have coffee and you grind the coffee. It's the same thing. So you know what's in it at that point. And if some people like it a little sweeter, you could use some stevia in it. You could mix some monk fruit in it and make it a little bit sweeter if that's what you're missing. Compared to Skippy's, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you're missing, honestly, is that sweetness. So make it sweet. Add monk fruit to it. That's my favorite sweetener, so that's why I say monk fruit. But what's your guys' favorite sweetener? Tell me, educate me. What kind of peanut butter do you guys like? How about that? and tell me what other things I might be missing, because sometimes I get in the rut and I like what I like, but there's a whole world of stuff out there that I would love to know about. So what kind of peanut butter are your guys' favorites, okay? All right, the next thing. So I did a live the other night on, I think it was my chicken parmesan. I don't know, to be honest with you, which one it was, but this lady asked me if she could use this as a keto pasta, and she supplied me with this. And so it was called a low carb pasta, and that's why she bought it. Fresh ground nut butter from the grocery store. See, Bonnie, we're on the same page. Definitely. I'm going to do a live from that. I think people would love to see that. So this kind of shocked me that this is called a low carb pasta. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says 44 grams of carbs, but the fiber is 36. So you can subtract that, and then it's not so high. It's what, 7? So that is where they're getting the low carb. But, and this is the kicker, they're selling this as a low carb pasta option. But right down here, the very first thing is oat fiber, wheat protein, egg whites, and then durum flour. Okay, so keto, there's no wheat in keto, right? Like, we have to watch what we're eating, and wheat and flour, all of that is not keto. So that the fact that they're using this, it's not low carb either, honestly. So the fact that, and I felt so bad for her. She's like, well, why would they say that? And it's like, I don't know why they'd say that, but it made me super sad that she wasn't able to use these. So I definitely wanted to show you why she was so confused, because she read low carb pasta and she bought it because of that. Instead of looking at the back, and honestly, I would never buy anything that said 44 grams of carbs, regardless of the fiber. It's just, that's too much. There's many more options out there for pasta substitutes to even mess with something like this, okay? So the other thing that I wanted to kind of show you, just in kind of to show you the difference, was just plain regular pasta. It also has it actually has less carbs, 42 grams of carbs. And where is the fiber? The fiber was, the dietary fiber is only 2, so okay, so maybe not. But the total carbs right there were 42. But again, it has the same thing. Flour, stuff I don't even know how to say, wheat flour, eggs, all this different things in it that I don't even know how to speak of or to read. So what my point is, this is regular pasta is almost exactly the same as this so-called low carb pasta. So basically they're just putting labels on the outside and they're expecting us to believe it and to purchase it. So my goal for this live was to teach you how to look at through the little disguises of what is really in that product. So when you want peanut butter, almond butter, the only ingredient should say peanuts, butter, almonds. That's it. So if it says more than that, especially if it says sugar, especially if it says palm oil, those are not keto. Those are not low carb. So please make sure that you're reading all of the label. The carb count is very important, but the ingredients is also very important. Don't buy into the fact that they say it's a low carb substitute or it's a keto friendly. Read your ingredients. Be responsible for your own health and be responsible for making the right choices. And if anybody ever has a question, honestly, take a picture of it and send it to me in Messenger, and I will respond. Might take me a couple minutes. If you're at the grocery store, walk around a little bit, buy some more groceries, and I'll get back with you. But I'm quick to respond. very rarely do I not have my phone. You know, sometimes when I'm at the cafe, I can't respond immediately, but I would definitely respond. So if you ever have a question, ask me. I'll help you as best of my knowledge. You know, I'm not an expert, but I have a year and a half of reading labels, and I feel like I am definitely learning all the little tricks, you guys. And that's what it is, honestly. And so they just want you to buy the product, and they're going to tell you whatever it takes. So please be careful with that. I want you all to be successful. And yes, for weight loss, for sure. But more than that, like feeling good. And when you get these hidden sugars in your body and you eat a product that isn't what it says it's supposed to be, you don't feel good. And I don't want that for anybody. I don't want you wasting your money on that. So please, read your labels. If you have any questions, ask me. If you're not already following me, touch my nose, 3 little dots, and follow. And I come live a couple nights a week. I cook, and then I always do Keto Couch on Sunday. And I'm always in my comfy jammies, and I sit on my couch usually, but tonight I thought I'd sit up because I wanted to show you some examples, so it's a little easier at the table. But I appreciate you taking time out of your Mother's Day and celebrating with me. And if there's any questions at all, drop it in the comments. If you'd like me to text you, I can do that too and let you know when I'm going live. And share my video, you guys. Let's teach everybody how wonderful keto and low carb is. The only way we can do that is to share. You know, I can't do it all on my own. I can only do so much. So if you would please share, I'd appreciate it. I have no idea where to start. I would love to help you, no problem. Send me a message, send me a friend request. We'll get together and I can send you some videos that I've done on, I did like a series, like the 5 steps to starting, the 101, you know, things like that. So I'd be more than happy to tag you in those. You can friend request me or just follow me, either one. Okay? All right, you guys, I love and appreciate you all. Thank you so, so much. And I will see you tomorrow. All right? Bye.